Good morning. It's the Call Flo Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Well, good morning. It's Friday, May 16th. This is the Call Flo Radio Show. I'm Chris Wood, and we want to ask you to hold off on your calls for the first part of our program because we do have a special guest in the Francis E. Wood studio, but he's no stranger to the WFLO microphone. We have our county administrator for Prince Edward, Doug Stanley. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Chris. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Not too bad with that 100% humidity outside.
Well, you know, at least the sun is shining.
That
Finally.
is true. That is true.
Do you have a rain gauge at home? How much rain did you get?
You know, I don't currently, and I know we've gotten several inches of rain. I was just looking this morning. I think Port of Charlottesville down at UVA, they had over 5 inches of rain.
Yeah.
And I saw some videos of water coming off Afton Mountain right there by I-64. It was just like torrents of rain. Looked like Niagara Falls coming down.
Oh, my gosh. That's pretty scary. All right. Well, you had your meeting.
We did. We had our May Board of Supervisors meeting on the 13th on Tuesday. A lot of items on the agenda. Ended up being like about a 3-hour meeting.
Oh, my goodness. Tell us all about it.
So first, recognitions. The county recognized our May County Employee of the Month, Bryce Dietrich. Bryce is a maintenance worker in the Department of General Services, has been with the county just over 2 years. Bryce recently led our courthouse team, coordinating assignments and follow-through while our General Services Director was out on medical leave. And this is Bryce's second recognition. He's a great employee, and everybody loves him. We also recognize Caitlin Moore. Caitlin is the Deputy Animal Control Officer for Prince Edward County. And she was recently hired. She's our third officer, which gives us more flexibility. For years, we've operated with 2, and especially the nighttime and weekend calls have continued to pick up. So we've added basically a third person, but she also helps run our shelter. But she completed the Animal Control Basic Academy at the Rappahannock Criminal Justice Academy. So she's a certified animal control officer. So we recognize Caitlin for reaching that achievement at our meeting. We also had a presentation from the National Weather Service. Storm Ready is a Storm Ready community. Storm Ready is a nationwide program through the National Weather Service designed to help communities take a proactive approach to the kinds of severe weather that affect areas by improving local hazardous weather operations and heightening public awareness. We were joined by the folks from the Town of Farmville, including a number of council members, Longwood University and Hampden-Sydney College, and we successfully completed the Storm Ready Community Program, and we had a representative there from the National Weather Service to recognize each of the 4 agencies for that achievement. So that was exciting. Again, shows the great collaboration going on in the community. We had 3 community partner updates. That's where we invite folks in the community to come in and talk about what's going on. This month we had representatives from Longwood, Hampden-Sydney, and the Town of Farmville. Justin Pope, Vice President and Chief of Staff from Longwood, gave us an update, and it was really good to hear that it looks like numbers next year for incoming freshmen are above pre-COVID, or back to pre-COVID numbers.
That's wonderful. That's
great for Longwood, great for the community,
Yes.
because as we all know, the students bring dollars with them.
That's right.
And,
so do the parents.
And parents when they come visit. Ken Copeland also was talking about Hampden-Sydney, a lot of good stuff going on. One of the interesting things, I think they've got 90 students studying abroad somewhere in Europe this coming summer. But their numbers look good as well for the fall. And, of course, they just had graduation last weekend.
Yes, last weekend.
And Longwood this weekend.
That's
so
right.
Lots of excitement there. And Dr. Scott Davis, town manager, updated the board on activities of the town. Of course, town's been going through their budget process.
Oh, boy, yes, they have.
Capital improvements. But Scott updated us on different projects, including upcoming paving, which is going to happen here in the next couple months. In and all around town, a number of roads. I think they're spending about $1 million in repaving projects. And they're also getting ready to open the splash pad for the season. And
Good.
Going to be adding a bathhouse and changing areas, so lots of excitement with that. The board, we had 3 public hearings. The first was our annual adoption of our VDOT secondary 6-year road program. So it's a moving 6 years. This plan is the FY 2026-2031 plan. And this is where we upgrade secondary roads. So these are typically your gravel roads are getting paved and upgraded. This coming construction season, we had 3 projects, including about a 1.2 mile section of Rice Creek Road, a 2.1 mile section of Junction Canal Road, and a 2.1 mile section of Quail Crossing Road. All 3 of those will get paved, and that should happen, or hard surface, between now and fall. So I know the folks that live on those roads certainly
We'll appreciate it.
excited. We've got about 90 miles of gravel roads in Prince Edward. So we were at a community meeting last night down in Meharan, and you had a number of residents, and it's that time of year. We just had some rain, but before that, we were getting complaints about dust and all the things that are associated with that. Rough roads. So again, talking about trying to get their roads on the list. But so the board adopted our 6-year plan, and then we had a special use permit request public hearing for CEP Solar on it's a 5 megawatt smaller project down in the right off 360 in the Meharan Green Bay area, and that one was approved by a 5-3 vote by the board. And subsequent to that, there's a siting agreement that deals with the payment they will make to us for revenue share. So that project has moved forward. They've got a sister project to that just down the road, again in Green Bay. And that public hearing has been delayed till June, so that'll be coming back soon. That's also a 5 megawatt or smaller project as well. Board approved a proclamation to designate the month of May as Building Safety Month. And if you will bear with me.
Sure.
I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to read a little bit of that. Why that's important. Let's see. There we go. So again, Building Safety Month is a campaign that reinforces the need for the adoption of regularly updated building codes, helps to ensure that families and businesses understand what it takes to create safe and sustainable structures, also reminds people to take care of routine maintenance and be aware of issues in their home that could cause serious damage if they don't address it. We want to ensure that we always have a clear line of communication with residents and contractors, and want them to feel that they can contact our building office in order to have any and all questions answered. So we've put that proclamation out, and hopefully folks look around the house. We were talking about an issue this morning about basements and things.
Yes. Yeah. I had water in my basement, and it came from an unusual place. Because when we usually have downpours and stuff like that, it's a very rare event, but evidently it was enough to.
Well, sometimes it could be something like, how sometimes you have a drain tile extended from your gutter coming off the downspout in your house.
Right.
That might get detached, and water may get rerouted into a basement window or something like that.
I'll have Camden come and check it out.
One of the other projects the board endorsed, we've been working with VDOT to look at Zion Hill Road. Zion Hill is the road that's in front of our elementary, middle, and high school, and the Career and Tech Ed Center.
Yeah, I know where that is.
So there's no unified sidewalk system connecting all them. And then also there's an apartment complex with 138 units to the back of the schools.
Right.
There on Zion Hill, Poplar Forest. And we were working with VDOT to try to find a way to connect those up, because you've got kids that walk from the apartment complex up to the schools. And VDOT had split it into 2 phases. The board has given me the go-ahead to apply for a 80-20 grant, so 80% federal, 20% local, to connect the high school to the Poplar Forest apartment complex.
Oh, okay.
So it's a competitive process, but given the number of units and tying to the schools, we feel like that will have a decent shot of getting approved. So we'll be moving forward with that. It's something that we got a letter of endorsement from the school board. I think they realize they have students out there as well. And what I don't like is students walk on the edge of pavement the road because there's a lot of traffic
This
going
is
through there.
very much a safety issue.
It is a big safety issue, and we're excited about getting moving forward with that. Approved a number of finance appropriations. They appropriated $7,500 of assisting virtual Virginia summer session grants for the schools that helps them have students connect up to resources. Approved an appropriation of $190,000 state bonus payment. So part of the state budget, there are bonuses for teachers in that. So they won't
I
pay.
didn't realize
they
that.
pay. It's a 1.5% bonus.
Yeah.
It won't pay. I think they may be doing $1,000 per teacher, but we had to appropriate that money that they're getting from the state so they can give that bonus. We also approved a transfer of just under $7,800 of incentive funds for the Sandy River Distillery. When they came in a couple years ago, we got an incentive grant through the Governor's AFID program and Tobacco Commission, and we have a local match to that. And part of that is we give back part of the taxes that they pay, and then we also have a tourism grant that covers part of that as well. But it's one of those things you're excited to help bring something like the Sandy River
it's
Distillery.
such a tourist attraction.
It is, and it's so funny how you go to Richmond and people know about it and want to come out and visit. So,
I want to stay in one of those teepees.
and we got teepees, and then we've got these geodesic domes that are coming.
Yeah,
to
that's
Mahara.
right. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
They also we approved a request of new software for the Commission of the Revenue. It'll allow them to basically update property records quicker. It'll help download from the clerk system, so each week it'll help them show what's been recorded. Try to get rid of some of the paperwork, make it a little more computerized and more efficient. Approved a request from the circuit court clerk. Lynette Coe got another position from the state of Virginia for next year's budget, so that'll help them in efficiency in their office. And we had to shift some funds internally to do our match for things like benefits, but we took care of that.
Well, it's nice that you have that opportunity to do that. You have
Absolutely. It's you've got to be fluid sometimes.
Right.
And we approved a request from the school system for $1,039,101.50. So that is 50% of their leftover funds from the FY24 budget. They want to use that for a couple of capital improvement projects. The first one is a security fence for the elementary school. So we're out there rebuilding the new elementary school.
That's right.
They're going to go along the backside, along 460 on the bypass, and put up a security fence. And the second one, this is really exciting, is to renovate the high school auditorium, the Barbara Rose Johns Auditorium at the high school. It's in need. As a parent of a student who plays in the concert band and also was in the recent musical, it needs some love. And so that funding is going to help them be able to renovate that auditorium into a more usable space.
right. Probably better acoustics.
Absolutely. Lighting, acoustics, sound, the whole works. So we're really, really excited about helping the school system advance that project. On our properties, we had a properties committee meeting earlier that day, and the board approved two recommendations. One, we're moving forward with the bidding of the Worsham convenience site upgrades. That is, just like we did in Rice, we're going to go in there and we're going to reconfigure, pave, put new fencing up, new lighting, security cameras, all those things to upgrade that site to make it more user-friendly.
Right.
This will be the second of our sites as we work our way around the county. The Worsham site is the second busiest site by volume and visitation in the county. So,
really?
It's
Interesting.
I know residents will be excited about that. And then we also the board approved the design to move forward with the schematic design and development of the animal shelter project. So Mosley Architects, who we're working with, who's also doing the school project, will be working on the final designs to move that project forward. So our hope is maybe by the end of the calendar year, we could be in position to be able to advertise that out for bids and start moving forward with that.
All right.
So exciting stuff there.
Yeah.
Just a couple other items outside the meeting. We are putting the final touches on an upgrade to the county's website. So to try to make it a little more user-friendly, it's amazing. Like a 5-year cycle.
Some of them can be very intimidating, but you add more. You add more programs.
You add more,
add
but
more
part of it
information.
is to try to make it less clunky and get rid of some pages, make it maybe a little bit sleeker. You still want to be able to have all the information, but sometimes you've got to make it more user-friendly. And today, with so many people using their iPhones and iPads, you want to make sure that the configuration works with those different formats. And so what you don't want is things with like 3 different columns. You can't see one of the columns, and it doesn't fit the screen very well. So that's one of the things that'll be included with that upgrade. We got an update, Connects broadband, which is really now Planet Network.
Oh, is it? Oh,
it
cool.
is. Planet Network is basically acquired Connects, and they're working on our broadband project, which is a combination of federal, state, and local grant dollars helping to support that project, with the goal eventually of making sure that everyone in Prince Edward County has access to high-speed internet access. To date, they have completed over, let's see here. Look at 370 miles have been completed of fiber. They've passed over 4,000 houses and businesses, and have hooked up over 903 customer installs to date.
That's a lot.
It is, but remember, we're about 3 years into a 4-year project.
Right.
This last, say, 15 months into the fall of 2026 is where we really got to hopefully, get it home and get this project completed. So it's a regional project for us. It's parts of Cumberland and parts of Lunenburg counties as well as Prince Edward. We're working with the CRC, the Commonwealth Regional Council, to oversee the project. And so we have monthly meetings, and we talk about kind of where we're at with the project and if they're making significant progress. They've had a couple of setbacks where they've had to go back and redo some work of subcontractors. This is all buried fiber. So they put this orange tube in the ground, and they pull the fiber behind that. The good news being underground, when ice storms and wind and tornadoes, when they take out the power lines, your internet's still intact. Especially for those that have generators at home, they still can have access to the internet. We're also continuing to work with the town on our emergency radio system. We recently had a meeting with Dominion. We're trying to get on their tower here on East 3rd Street, and we've got a couple other tower sites out in the county we're working on, but that's the next critical point, is to get those nailed down so that hopefully by this fall we can be installing equipment. So keep our fingers crossed on that. We've for a number of years, Steps has been handling our recycling. So we recycle plastics, we recycle cardboard, white paper, of course we do steel and stuff separately, and we also do electronics at each of our sites. But Steps has 2 balers, and their balers are broken down. They've given us notification. They'd given us notification they were going to have to go up significantly in cost, and we were putting out an RFP to solicit other bids for recycling services. And Steps has let us know they won't be back up till the end of June. So we've had to get somebody else to step in the interim while we go through this RFP process. But we're hoping, that we'll be able to enhance recycling opportunities in the county. It's every ton of recycling that we can keep out of our landfill means that we've got space for another ton of trash. So that's the goal, is to reduce the amount of material going to the landfill and extend the life of our landfill. So we'll keep that moving forward. And just closing out, of course, we've got the Wawa and the Flagstop Car Wash are open. Harbor Freight has opened. We've got a ribbon cutting this coming Tuesday at 9 a.m. And so we're excited about getting that project kind of brought to the finish line. It's funny, we've been working on that project since I got here in 2020. It was already percolating, and they had an option on the property, and we've been trying to get it to the goal line. So sometimes things take time. The other big project is the 5 Pillars Meats. They're essentially complete, and we're waiting on word from Sekou Abdusabor as far as when they're going to do a grand opening, but hopefully that's not too far out. And of course, That'll give a local option for our farmers to have their cattle and sheep processed and get them to market and be in a USDA facility. They're going to have a front counter, sell directly to the public. They can sell to local restaurants. They can sell to local.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
They can sell.
When they say fresh, they mean fresh.
That
right?
would be fresh, and they can sell to also local schools and colleges. So I know that's part of their business model, is looking at that as an opportunity as well. But so again, lots of exciting things going on in the Farmville Prince Edward community, and we've gotten through budget season intact. And I'll just say the last thing, people will see a notice. We went through reassessment this year. As part of that, you could go to the Board of Assessors and question your new assessment. For folks that aren't happy with the outcome of that, there's an opportunity to go to the Board of Equalization, which is a 5-member panel that's been appointed by the Circuit Court. The Board of Supervisors recommends names, and the Circuit Court appoints them. That will be, they have their organizational meeting on Monday, and they're advertising some dates for hearings. They will sit, in theory, through the end of December. But, it's another opportunity. Somebody says, wait a minute, somehow, I still don't believe this is the right number. They've got dates set up, and I'll leave this with you. But they're looking at, again, on the 19th, the 20th, the 29th, and 30th of May, June 2nd, 4th, 16th, 18th, and 26th. And a couple of those dates have some evening time, so folks can reach out and call us and set up an appointment time there. There's an ad in the Farmville Herald showing those dates. We've also got that online as well.
Right, we'll put this on our community calendar.
I appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome. And of course, all of this information is going to be on your website?
Absolutely. So we do a meeting summary now. That meeting summary is posted to our website. They'll also usually have a link on the Facebook page as well. So ample opportunity to access that. And of course, they can reach out to me if anybody has any questions.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, sounds like things are going very well for Prince Edward County.
They're going.
Yeah. And it's so nice that you have the cooperation of the town as well, and the adjoining communities or counties too. So
collaboration's important.
Collaboration is very important. Collaboration and communication. Absolutely. All right, Doug. Well, thank you so much for sharing this information, and we appreciate you. And it looks like that everything in Prince Edward County is wonderful.
Well, we're doing the best we can and continuing to try to move the community forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right, that was Doug Stanley, Prince Edward County Administrator, filling us in on what's been going on in the county, and most of it, like 99.9%, is good. So exciting. All right. Well, let's see. Let's take a look at our time, which is, well, it's 8:30, so we're right on schedule here. And we'll have John Staten in to join us for the second half of the Call Flo radio show. And good morning, John Staten.
Good morning, Chris Wood.
How are you doing?
I am rolling.
You're rolling?
I'm rolling.
All right. I can't believe it's Friday again so quick.
It did kind of whip on by. Well, this time of year does. The winter drags, and when it's halfway nice, it just...
Yep. Just bang, bang, bang.
Goes like that.
I can't do that.
My snapper's not working this morning.
Mine's doing a little bit, but no.
Oh, well.
Let's get to our weather forecast.
All right.
For Southside and Central Virginia, and we do have a sponsor for that. The sponsor is the Bank of Charlotte County. And we'll hear from Stuart Wilborn.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs. Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old-school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Well, the forecast looks pretty good For today, we'll see some sunshine, probably partly cloudy skies. We do have a 20 to a 50% chance of a shower or thunderstorm developing later on in the day. We should see a high of 89 degrees. Tonight, 30% chance of thunderstorms with a low of 69. On Saturday, we'll see sunny skies with a high around 88 degrees. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low 62. Sunday, lots of sunshine, a high of 83 degrees. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low of 56. On Monday of next week, we'll see lots of sunshine with a high of 82 degrees. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 57. And for Tuesday of next week, partly sunny, then a 30% chance of showers developing later on in the day. Look for a high of 75 degrees. Now let's check our statistics here. We have humidity at 80%. Our barometer is 29.80 inches. And our winds coming in from the west around 7 miles per hour. We have some sunshine outside. A low that was 67 degrees. We're currently just the opposite, 76 degrees outside of the Francis E. Wood studio here in downtown Farmville. And your weather forecast brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. It's time now for our birthdays and anniversaries for today, Saturday, and Sunday. Brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, and business formations. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
All right. That means we've got a whole lot of birthdays and a whole lot of anniversaries.
Come on, little baby. A whole lot of birthdays going on. Did Mr. Stanley leave these pins?
He probably did. Bless his heart. I'll claim one.
All right.
I always can use a pen.
Yeah.
But I'm not a pen stealer.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
You're a recovering pen stealer?
I'm a recovering pen stealing addict here.
All right. So
okay.
we need to get to the business here of our birthdays. Today is the 16th of May, right?
That's right.
Okay. Friday. Here we go. Having birthdays today, Doug Worsham, Tabitha Noblin Crater, and we also have an anniversary. Clyde and Mary Childress having an anniversary today.
All right.
And I'm going over my other list here. I think we're good on those. All right, so now we're moving on to Saturday, the 17th. And we've got Alan Anthony Dye, Allison Wallace, Jordan Atkinson. And those are for the 17th. And then we move on to Sunday, the 18th. Colton Hines, Trent Hayes, having birthdays on Sunday, May 18th. And do one last look-see, and I believe that is it.
Okay. All right. How do they get those names to us, John?
You can send them to birthdays or anniversaries to birthdays@WFLO.net, or you can call us up now, 434-394-0924.
All right. And, of course, we wish everybody celebrating out there for the today, tomorrow, or Sunday. We hope you have a great day today. And the birthdays brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC. Her office is located on Main Street, downtown Farmville. All right, it's 8:37. Now we have open lines at 434-394-0924 for the Call Flo Radio Show.
He may try to sign something and go, I had some pins on me a while ago.
Oh, no, yeah, I know. I'm not that good. I haven't quite,
This big black
didn't
one
quite become that
is a
proficient.
Centra pin.
Oh, okay. Center pins are good.
Reminds me of the one in that James Bond movie. I just remembered it's against policy for agents to sign documents. And the pin was like an exploding pin.
Oh, yeah.
And he lifts the thing up and it
Yeah.
shoots her and it doesn't go off yet. And she's like, she starts laughing.
And then bang.
And then finally, yeah.
Yeah. It has a 3-second delay.
And he
or
looks at it
something
and
like
goes, hasn't been perfected yet.
that. Oh, can I have your autograph? I just love Sean Connery.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's great. Okay, let's take a look at today in history. Our featured event takes place in 1943. On this date, Nazi troops quelled the month-long Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, in which Polish Jews and partisan fighters led by Mordecai Anelwitz and the Jewish Fighting Organization resisted deportation to the Treblinka extermination camp. It was about time they did something, or at least they tried to do something anyway.
Yeah.
2019 Chinese-born American architect L.M. Pai, who was known for his large, elegantly designed urban buildings and complexes, died at the age of 102. Kept his mind busy for a long, long time designing those buildings.
Yeah.
2007, French politician Nicolas Sarkozy was sworn in as president of France. He served one term, losing office to Francois Hollande in 2012. 1986, the action blockbuster Top Gun was released in American theaters, and it made Tom Cruise an international star.
I saw that as a kid when it came out in the movie theater. Did you see it when it came out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it. In fact, I just watched it again, about a week or so ago.
Dad took us to the Ridge in Richmond.
Uh-huh.
I used to
remember
love that movie theater.
Yep, it was a good one.
Yeah.
All right, 1966. American rock group The Beach Boys released their masterwork Pet Sounds, which is one of France's favorites. It was a bittersweet pastiche of songs recalling the pangs of unrequited love and other coming-of-age trials. All right, let's see. In 1961, the military seized power in South Korea, overthrowing the Second Republic as General Park Chung-hee took over the government machinery dissolved by the National Assembly and imposed a strict ban on political activity. All right, 1955, Soviet gymnast Olga Korbut, who won 3 gold medals at the 1972 Olympics in Munich, West Germany, where she captivated audiences with her charm, youth, and diminutive size, was born. She was born in Belarus. And 1929, the first Academy Awards were presented in a ceremony at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Janet Gaynor and Emil Jannings won for Best Actress and Best Actor, respectively. 1920, Joan of Arc, national heroine of France, was canonized as a saint by Pope Benedict
Not
XV.
Joan Van Arc,
No,
but Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc,
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go.
Yeah. Pope Benedict the 15th. And we'll go to 1868. The first of 2 key votes was held in the Senate impeachment trial of U.S. President Andrew Johnson, who was ultimately acquitted of all charges.
Did not. Oh, the wrong guy. Sorry.
Okay, our lines are open again for this Friday, May 16th. 434-394-0924 is the number. All right, let's see here. Do we have any oddities we want to mention?
Well, I was going to try not to be odd, but so odd, I was going to mention some things on FarmvilleNow.com.
Okay.
If you're a sports enthusiast. Enthusiasms. Longwood University baseball versus Radford, and that's today at 2 o'clock. and that's at Buddy Bowling Stadium in Farmville.
Mm-hmm.
And it should run till about 5, so if you want to, that's 2 o'clock. And then they'll play tomorrow again, Saturday, and that's from 1 until 4 p.m.
All right, good weather for it. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. It looks like we're going to finally catch a little bit of a break on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's good.
What
else is going on?
Let's see. As far as I'm kind of dancing around here. So, like, then later, Free Music Friday at Loose Shoe 2 Brewery. That's kind of a tongue twister. Loose Shoe 2 Brewery.
Loose Shoe 2 Brewery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Free Music Friday happening.
All right.
And they're on 201 Old Courthouse Road. That's in Appomattox.
Appomattox, all right.
Appomattox if it's a EAS.
Or Appomattox.
Yeah.
All right.
But the price is right. It's free.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll take a caller. Good morning. You're on the Call Flo Show.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, Henry. How are you doing today?
My arm is kind of tired.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been sitting here holding the phone. It's been ringing since 8 minutes after 8.
Aha. Well, we had a special guest in.
You had a lot of stuff today.
We had a lot
Sure
of stuff
did.
going on, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. The telephone operator accepts rings from anybody, but she's not engaged to anyone.
Yeah.
But yet she accepts their rings.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And I wonder what size ring does a telephone wear? It has all kind of rings.
Yeah, that goes up to size 9, right?
Yeah, that's right. It does. To size 9. That's good. Don't believe what horses may tell you, because they all carry tails.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, even ponies learn to carry tails. And I heard about this lady that had long hair growing down her back, but she didn't have any on her head. It was just going down her back.
Oh.
I was
It's
thinking
kinda
Crystal
strange.
Gale for a moment, but not
Yeah.
anymore.
She had some long hair, didn't she? Wow.
Well, he claimed that he had never shaved, but that was a bald-faced lie.
Excuse
Yeah.
me, I'm sorry.
Somebody said it rained so hard, all the frogs croaked.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. One time the teacher asked me to spell weather, and I spelled it WHITHITHER. She said, that's the worst spell of weather we've had in years.
Okay.
Yeah. Not only could I not spell the word correctly, I couldn't even spell it incorrectly.
That's a good one.
I heard that the jail tonight will be serving hot paroles for supper.
Okay. Hot paroles.
Anyway, if we join a news club, you'll have to bear with me.
Okay.
Yeah. His door had lots of knocks in it. So he sent the door to a carpenter to have the knocks removed. However, the man discovered the knocks originally had come from Fort Knox by way of Knoxville. And like they say, don't knock it if you haven't tried it. Excuse me, there's someone knocking now. Who's there?
Mm-hmm. Knock, knock.
Well, this knocks me over. Seems like the world has lots of hard knocks in it. You'd think this world, you think this would cause some sense to people. And, you know, it's like opportunity knocking, especially if she's a real knockout. Anyway, forget all that. That's just a bunch of foolishness. I have a serious thing to say. A number of years ago, I was driving up East 3rd Street, Farmville, headed to Wayne Dowdy's service station to get gas. It was raining, and my car started jerking, and I knew I was just about out of gas. And I saw a hobo walking towards downtown. He had a stick over his shoulder with a small bag on the end of the stick. And when I looked at him, I started actually weeping. I began to cry. And I said out loud, this man is wet and cold and probably hungry. And I said, I've got to feed him. But first, I've got to get some gas. So I pulled into Wayne Dowdy's place, got $2 worth of gas, drove back down 3rd Street, but the hobo was gone. As I neared the diner near the bottom of the hill, I saw Gary McQueen's truck. And I said, I got to see Gary, which I didn't. But I said, I got to see Gary. So I parked and went in. And the first thing I saw was the hobo talking with Miss Verna Waller. She was a waitress, and she ran the place. And as they were talking, Verna kind of shrugged her shoulders and shook her head. And then she said to me, what can I get for you, Henry? And I said, Verna, we got to feed that man because he's hungry and cold. Verna said, well, he offered to do anything in exchange for some food. But she said, I told him I didn't have the authority to do that. So I said, well, you feed him whatever he wants and bring the ticket to me. And I'll just have a cup of coffee and sit over there with my friend Gary. So I did, and Gary and I talked for 15, 20 minutes. And I said, well, I have to go. So I gave Verna the money for the hobo's meal and for my coffee. And as I paid her, the hobo had finished his food and walked by me and out into the cold rain. And I thought, why would he not have stayed in here where it's warm and dry? So I said, I'm going to see where he's going. So I stepped out about 10 feet behind the hobo, but there was nobody outside, nobody in sight. So I walked around the building. He wasn't anywhere in sight in any direction. I checked in the outside men's room. There was nobody in there. And I'm standing there, and my jaw dropped. And that little voice said to me, you were on trial. I hope I passed the test.
I think you did.
For I didn't realize that I was in the presence of one of God's angels till after the experience was over. So I hope that I passed it.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you passed with flying colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was quite an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, just wanted to share that with everybody.
Well,
And
thank you.
anybody wants to share anything with me or questions or whatever, my number is 414-0096. 414-0096.
Okay.
And the area code is 434.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right, Henry.
today is
yeah, well,
today
thank
is-
you. Mm-hmm.
today is Friday, and I pray that we'll all have good weekends.
Absolutely.
And hope to talk to you Monday.
All right. Take care.
All right.
All right. Bless
Thank
you.
you.
Mhm.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. We're waiting for a call from Fred. I hope that Fred will call in. He called in yesterday.
Hope so.
I told him to call in around 1:15. Maybe that's him now.
That might be him now.
All right. Good morning on the Call Flo Show.
Chris, I got you
There you
before
go.
you signed off the Call Flo.
I was just talking about you. I said we're supposed to hear from Fred So how is Fred? Tell us all about your story about the shingles and everything.
It was a rough go for a while. And, you know, even after they healed up, you still have that old shingle nerve pain.
I know. I had the shingles when I was
It's not continuously on me, but, you know, it comes in spells.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can be trying to lay down at night, sometimes get almost asleep, but that pain hit the back of my neck and my shoulder.
Yeah. It will do that.
It was rough going for a while.
But you know what? This too will pass, hopefully, and this time in midsummer or whatever, it'll just be a memory, except when you get a little nervous or a little stressed out, it'll come back just a little bit.
But I tell you know, even to the pain pills, they say don't do much relieving the pain because it's in your nerve system.
That's right.
In your body.
That's right. Yep.
But what happened to mine, it got infected. The hair grow down in it.
Oh,
The
really?
hair, you know, back of my neck.
Uh-huh.
And they had to keep cutting that out. It got infected with the hair. It gotten into the shingles.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
I had a time. They didn't even know one time if I would make it or not because it got in my bloodstream.
Yeah.
The infection did.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I've come a long ways by the grace of the
you
Lord.
have come a long way, yes, and you're tough.
I got to where I couldn't. Well, they said I had a light stroke, but I still think it came from the shingles. I couldn't even move a toe on my right foot. Couldn't even lift the foot.
Well, that's
And I said, I'm going to walk again in the name of Jesus. And, you know, I've seen that happen.
Yep.
I've been able to walk around in the house. I walk most of the time with a walking cane out in the public, but as far as in the store, I can hold myself with the buggy.
All right, that's wonderful. And you'll improve.
I tell you,
Yep, it all takes encouragement and positive thinking, and you'll get better every day.
I tell you, it's been a road, but I've come a long ways.
Well,
And I miss talking to y'all. It's a privilege to talk to you.
well, it's a privilege to talk with you too. You make our day. You just make the sun shine a little bit brighter out there.
I tell you, I thank everybody for the prayers that they've been praying for me, and appreciate it.
All right, it's
We
wonderful.
got a good rain, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I got about 2.5 inches in my rain
You know, with
gauge.
the rain that we had, it's amazing. I went to Farmville early this morning, and ain't none of the rivers out to bank.
Mm-hmm.
Because it done gotten kind of dry over there for a while, and I guess the earth is just soaking it up.
That's right.
But I'll tell you, it was sad about that boy up in Albemarle County.
What happened? Oh,
He got swept away, and they found his body.
Oh, that's a shame. I did not hear about
12
that.
years old.
Well,
You got water up in the mountain. It's got some power to it when it comes off of the mountain.
well, Doug Stanley was telling me that coming off of Afton Mountain, he saw this water. It was just like Niagara Falls coming down. So evidently, parts to the or areas to the west of us got a whole lot more rain than we
I
did
heard
here.
one place up there, I heard on TV, it had 7 inches.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
a lot of water,
That is a lot of
especially
water.
up in the mountain.
Yeah, it
We
is.
was working up there one time, and it was around hay bales, and they had about 6 or 7 inches of rain in the area we was working in. It swept them hay bales, some of them up in trees along the small creeks.
Wow.
I said, water is powerful when it moves, when you got hilly country.
That's right.
Real powerful.
Because it doesn't have any
Chris,
place
y'all
to.
have a good weekend. It's nice talking to you.
Okay, Fred. Thank you, and please call again soon. Okay.
I sure will.
All right. Keep us up to date. We
I
love
feel
you.
like I've come a long ways, and I'm getting a little more active each day.
That's good. That's good.
Appreciate it, y'all.
All right. Bless you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. All right. That was Fred.
Fred was getting happy with the buttons there on his phone.
Yeah. Anyway, he is such a great guy, and he's been a dedicated WFLO listener and our secondary weather guy.
Mm-hmm. He can be the official as far as I'm concerned.
He's so sweet.
I'll
Anyway,
just call him up and let him give the weather.
yeah, I'm glad that he has, come away with those. Those shingles are dangerous.
Yeah.
My mother had them around her waist.
Oh.
Which is really, that's very tender.
Yeah.
There. Mine came down the
Especially
side of
when you
my
have to
face.
wear pants and stuff around
Yeah.
your,
Well,
and all that.
she liked those moo-moos.
Moo-moos. I guess you don't have to
I'm
wear
telling
pants
my
with a
age.
moo-moo.
No, you don't have to wear pants with
Yeah, I
moo-moos.
remember that because it was at Three's Company. Mrs. Roper would wear those.
Yes.
Yes, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
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 I know exactly what you're referring to.
Good.
I actually have knowledge of this.
I wasn't telling my age too much then.
Well, I'm not a spring chicken myself, so.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's check out some birthdays. Actor Danny, is it Trejo?
Sounds right.
He turns 81
Okay.
today. And let's see who else turns. Oh my gosh. Pierce Brosnan. And he's still just as handsome as he always was.
Another
or is.
James
He
Bond.
turns 72. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. He was in Dante's Peak.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched that again the other day, too.
I've never seen that one. I've
pretty
heard
good.
of it.
It's pretty good. Now, Deborah Winger, don't even recognize her. She turns 70 today.
An officer and a gentleman. Mm-hmm. And she was, before that, much to her dismay, she was Wonder Girl on Wonder Woman with Linda Carter.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Oh, Janet Jackson turns 59. Going to have to play some Janet Jackson tunes. You like Janet Jackson.
She's all right.
Yeah.
She has some good songs,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And let's see. She turns 59, and she has a son named Isa, who was born in 2017.
Okay.
So she was in her 50s when she had this child, I think. Yeah. So that's interesting. David Boreanaz turns 56. His Bones character once made a guest appearance on Sleepy Hollow. All right, let's see. We're about done here. Maybe I can go one more birthday for everybody. Tori Spelling turns 52 today. And she's had some work done, I can tell.
No.
Where she recently starred in the Lifetime movie Lost in the Everglades. So, yeah. Okay, that'll do it for us for this Friday. And everybody have a great weekend. Thanks so much for your calls today. And we'll be talking at you on Monday. I guess don't forget my show, too, on a Sunday from 7 to 10. It's going to be a good one. Everybody take care.
Bye-bye.